What's good with y'all? You know what it is. It's your boy, the chosen one, God's chosen son, coming through with a voiceover. Sometimes I like to walk around and I like to just filter through my thoughts. And I guess I'm gonna start doing this from now on too. Man, I'm gonna talk about today how everybody doesn't deserve access to you, and how when you deny people access, when you make yourself invisible, when you cloak yourself, you go, incognito mode, how that really fries people. It really fries people. What we have to understand in today's time and all of time, because there's nothing new under the sun, there's always been monitoring spirits. Some people, they get off from just watching what you do. They get off from being able to peek and peer into your life. Now, me personally, I'm a biggest advocate for getting off of social media for a time period, right? So I think that is a healthy thing to do. Now, people will take you for granted when you around. When you there, trying to help them out, get them advice, da-da-da-da-da. You a friend to them. You a lover to them. You a brother or sister to them. People will usually take other people for granted when they're around, and then start feeling regret when people subtract themselves. What's the whole idea of this mentality, right? What's the whole idea of this mentality? Ultimately, people are so used to getting what they want in this society. They are so used to the quick dopamine. They are so used to being able to click a button to order food, to be able to drive their cars anywhere and go anywhere they want, to be able to, just pay for a subscription and, be able to cut a TV show on or whatever. We live in the fast food. We call this the fast food era, right? So when it's something that's out of their control that they can't just hit a button on, because people will look at other people as like objects, the same way they look at Amazon Prime or overnight shipping, or people look at like other people like, you should be there for me on demand, not understanding the one thing you cannot control like that is how a person reacts, what a person chooses to do. So when you go incognito mode, when you subtract yourself, when you erase your existence from these people, it drive them bonkers. Believe me. Even when, you might be thinking, these people not thinking about me, da-da-da-da-da. Like, human psychology, if we look at it like a show that's like based on mystery, the genre is mystery, right? When you watching a show, is based off of mystery and whatnot, and it's building up to a big reveal, that's the interest you have. The interest you have is not truly in what the reveal is going to be. It's in the mystery of everything. You like, dang, you formulating all of these things and theories in your head of what the plot could end up being. So then, when the mystery is revealed, that's when that illusion breaks. It's like, okay, now I know what's going on. You will never get that feeling after the mystery is revealed, right? That's how people are with people. When you go ghost, all people can do is they can create a string and slew of narratives about what you're doing, who you are, and all of this. And it bothers people. It bothers people who you may walk away from, because then they start feeling like, oh, this person hate me. This person don't care about me. This person is, this person that. Meanwhile, the whole time you was around, they was taking you for granted, which is a very entitled and selfish feeling to have, of course. But ultimately, that's when you take your power back, right? A lot of people believe that you arguing backbiting at people, gossiping about people, getting revenge. When people mistreat you, they think that that's winning. No, the real winning is you leveling up. The real winning is you getting out here in life, you and experiencing life. People that live their lives on social media aren't really living. They living their life through a lens. They live their life through the lenses of what they want others to believe they are. But when you put all of this stuff down, when you stop worrying about what people think around you, your family members, your friends, your colleagues, your exes, your acquaintances and whatnot, when you put these things behind you, what do you believe happens? What do you believe happens? You start living real life. You start being able to appreciate and live in the moment. When you hop up off of social media, you start being able to live in the moment. You're doing something that most people aren't doing because most people are bots. Most people are reprobates. They've been given over into a strong delusion because they didn't retain the knowledge of God. You able to connect with the Lord. We able to live as was intended. You're not living through a phone screen. And these people ultimately, when, they mistreat you when you dip, they can't even understand it. They can't understand why somebody would choose to be silent over arguing back. Why somebody would choose to just leave and go live their life over pleading for them, because that's what they deal with on a regular. 2 Timothy chapter 3 says, people will be waxing worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived, right? The wicked will wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. So you know what that means? That means that those people, the wicked, are used to dealing with other wicked people that just do the same things over and over to each other, gaslighting, manipulating, betrayal, all of this type of stuff, arguing, begging and pleading for each other. When you holy and you set apart, you doing things that the world don't typically do, like subtracting yourself, because most people don't know how to subtract. What you end up doing in those situations is you baffle them. You're not being what they used to. And this is what make you more attractive to them. This is what make the demons and the devils want our light, because ultimately it's a spiritual warfare. It's people who are allowing themselves to be possessed by demonic forces based off of their life choices. But ultimately, we are an enigma to them. So therefore, they can't help but want to know what is the mystery, what is the reveal. It's like them watching this detective movie, but they waiting forever for the reveal. The reveal is gonna be revealed when that judgment comes. When God give us an account of all of our lives and what we did and what we didn't do. And a lot of the times with people, like said, we be the light in their life. Some people never had a sliver of light in their life from the people that surround them. People being bruised, battered, and persecuted their whole entire lives. Bruised, battered, and persecuted. And you come into people's life, and because they don't know nothing else, they'll take you for granted. And you will actually be that person that was trying to help them. They was trying to help them change, help them transform, help them reach the higher level. You seen their potential. You seen what they could be. You seen their greatness. You seen the inner greatness that if they would have just stepped into the light with you, that they could have been. But ultimately, everybody got a choice. They chose to view you as everybody else, to stay in the darkness and try and use you as a stepping stool to get to their goals, like they try and use everybody else. That's all everybody doing, is using each other as stepping stools. And you said, nah. You said, nah, I'm walking away. When you do that, you take the power back. And now what are they left with? The enigma, the mystery of what could have been, of who you are. Now they trying to spin back. Now they watching your stories and stuff if you do decide to get back on socials. Now they asking people about you. Now they mentioning you behind closed doors. And a lot of the time we won't get this information back, but we can sense it. We can feel it. But ultimately, man, take y'all power back. understand the power in being invisible. Understand the power of going ghost. With all of that being said, it's your boy, the chosen one, God's chosen son. I'm signing out. Embrace my faith, tightly knowing its weakness in the flesh. Through humbling and meekness, reap the sweetness of what's blessed. Life is too short to regress from your regrets. Contrite on these nights, putting my merit to the test. If evil is the cathedral full of the people, then I know a matter of time for the world loses hope. The breath that I'm giving in the moments I got left, use my pen as my sword, let the Lord guide my steps.